Hey, hello, my friends. How you doing? Welcome, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, as we do the Your Book, Your Voice Coffee chat live. Love doing this. Love hanging out with you. I am Robert A. Lane. I am an audiobook coach and producer specializing in helping authors like you turn your book, your awesome book that you've written and you published, whether you're a nonfiction author or a fiction author, you need to turn that into an audiobook. But the key factor is that you narrate it yourself, put it in your own voice. I just got back from doing a run. Uh, I don't think I've ever done a one of my trail runs before I come in and do coffee chat. But hey, first time for everything. Uh, I go out. What's today? Today was like a 5.5 mile trail run. Didn't have time to change and get ready for this, but that's okay. That's okay. The point is being not only consistent but accountable, holding yourself accountable to doing the things that you need to do. And there are days where like, hell, I don't feel like getting out of bed, let alone running 5.5 miles. But you do it. You do it because you're committed to it. And this is why I use that as an analogy for our coffee chat topic of being audiobook failure. Never. There's never a failure. There's never a failure because audiobook failure is when you don't take the initiative, when you don't hold yourself accountable as an author to create something that's part of your author brand, that's going to get you in front of the eyes and ears of people who've never known that you were even an author, or not even familiar with any of the book or books that you've published. And that's why it's so great for you to turn your book into an audiobook and narrate it yourself, because you're putting yourself out there. All right. So I had a really good discussion with one of the guests that I had on the Your Book, Your Voice podcast, which I do every Wednesday, by the way. And you can check it out here on this YouTube channel, or even archive it on LinkedIn Live. But it's everywhere in your favorite podcast platform. The point is, we were having this really good conversation, and we were talking about failure. And what failure really is a learning tool, utilizing things that may not have worked. Like you put yourself out there and you try something, whether it's promoting your book or any kind of marketing strategy or whatever it is, and maybe what you do doesn't work. Just like they tell you in any kind of entrepreneurial business, because again, remember, as an author, you are an entrepreneur. All right. Embrace that fact. You've published a book. I don't consider yourself a hobbyist because you did the work. All right. So that's a success. That is not failure at all. But when you do try things, and if they don't work, you figure out and get to the root cause of why did something work, and what can I do to make it better or to make it work, or do I pivot to doing something else to gain a similar result or even a better result? That's what you do as an entrepreneur. That's what you do as an author brand. That's what you do. And again, talking about failure, failure is just an opportunity to be able to figure out and learn. When you record your audiobook, you're going to feel like imposter syndrome. You're going to feel like a failure, maybe, or tell yourself that. But what I want you to do is not think on those terms. Okay, there is no audiobook failure. I say that never. There never is. Because honestly, you do have what it takes. I've talked to so many authors, which is why I've been making a big deal about getting yourself to be accountable for producing, narrating, and publishing your audiobook. I talk a lot about DIY programs. They sell you the dream. They make all these false promises telling you, it just takes a few hours for you to do your audiobook. Here, use this cheapy mic, watch my videos, and then, editing is so easy, et cetera, et cetera. What they're not telling you is about the huge amount of time that it does take, and that it is a huge commitment, especially if you're doing your own editing. It's not just a few hours. And that's really false advertising as far as I'm concerned. It takes a lot more time to do your audiobook. So a lot of these DIY programs, people sell you that dream. You go giving them your money. They're laughing all the way to the bank, and you're sitting there scratching your head how to figure this out. And then you know what? you shelve it. Less than 15% of authors who buy a DIY audiobook program, at least the ones where they don't give you support, they never complete their audiobook. They shelve it because it becomes too overwhelming. It takes too much time. It wasn't what they thought it was going to be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's one of the worst things that you can do for your author brand. And that's where failure does come in. But again, it's not a failure. What that is it's like, okay, so you try something and maybe it didn't work, and maybe it didn't end up being what you thought it was going to be. So you pivot. You do something to still get the job done. Your goal is to have your book narrated by you, coming from the source, and getting it published and out there on all the distribution platforms that you want to be on: Audible, Amazon, Apple, Deezer, Rakuten, Google, Spotify. I mean, there's so many out there. That's the goal, okay? So if you try something and it doesn't work, it's not a failure. It's time to pivot and do something different. And the solution that I provide to you as an audiobook coach producer is I do have a VIP audiobook coaching program where I do take with you, walk with you, help you. It's a do it with you program, helping you set up your own recording space, getting your ACX account so you can be published on Audible, Amazon, and Apple set up properly. Or if you want to be on other distribution platforms, walking with you step by step and helping you set up your Authors Republic account. Then teaching you the fine art of what it takes to do a great narration, because you do have what it takes. Okay, you just got to love your voice, appreciate the sound that comes out of your body, because you do have a great voice and you have what it takes to do a great narration. You really do. You just got to believe in yourself. So we talk about building confidence. And I take you and walk you through the entire process. And then as you record your audiobook, you're sending your audio files to me. I do all the editing for you. I've done audiobook or just audio editing for the last 30 plus years working in the entertainment business. And so I'm taking all this skill and knowledge and giving it to you. And then after it's edited, I'll do the uploading for you. I'll make sure that your audiobook is correct, meeting the exact specifications for publication, and then getting it published right the first time. That's the goal. And then helping you with marketing strategies that you can do to help promote your book. That's the pivot. That's the pivot that you need to do to get this done, because you're doing yourself a disservice by not getting that audiobook out there. And again, I can't stress this enough about never cutting corners. All right. Don't cut corners. All right. Don't, if you think AI is going to be a great representation of your audiobook, you're sadly mistaken. And the other thing about these other companies, that voice clone or whatever, it's not you. It's still not you. And what's missing with any of those, computer or whatever generated voices, whether it's cloning yours or not, is that there's no soul. It's soulless. It's heartless. There is a human aspect of how you present yourself. And those are the intangibles. And the intangibles are the things that make an audiobook fan-frickin-tastic. All right. So it's not just mediocre. Your energy, it's your emotion, it's your sincerity. And number one, it's your authenticity. That comes through. Those are intangibles. Those are intangibles that the human spirit possesses, that comes through in your narration. And all those things have come through in in the book that you've written. Your voice technically is in your written word already, and all you're doing is bringing it to life. So you do have the skills, you do have the voice to do it. You just need proper guidance, and that's what I'm here to do. So all I can say is this: there is no failure. There's only pivots. You learn from doing things that maybe didn't work, but then you find a way to make it work. Okay. If you want to talk more about it, I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear about your book, how I can help you turn your book into an audiobook that you narrate yourself, because then you need to tell the story because it's coming from the source. All right. That's what makes it so great. So you can go to my website and book a call. There's links in the description, by the way. For those of you on Instagram, you can always go to my profile page and click on that link, and there's a plenty, audiobook consultation call. Book a call and do it. You'll talk to me directly. I'll tell you more about the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program, and let's get it done. All right. That's one of the best things that you can do for your author brand. So there is no failure. Okay. There's only learning, redoing, or pivoting, because you will achieve the success that you are striving to achieve. You just will. So believe in yourself, believe in your voice, believe in your author brand, and always, always, always put out the best quality product that you can possibly do. Never cut corners. And you'll never fail. There is no failure. Entrepreneurship is trial and error and learning and growing, and that's what it's all about. You are an author brand. You are an entrepreneur. Your products being your audiobook, of course, number one, and then your ebook, your paperback, and your hardcover. Get it out there. Put out high quality product, and you're one awesome author. All right. You got a great author brand. And there's other ways to make money as well, which I talk about in my program. So, because we do have a section where I do share with you some marketing ideas as well. So there you go. That's what I wanted to talk about for Coffee Chat today. If there's ever a topic that you want me to discuss regarding the audiobook world, let me know. Love to hear from you. You can always reach out to me. You can go to robertlanecoaching.com. And book a call. All right. Schedule a call. We'd love to talk with you, get you enrolled into the program. It's only 12 weeks. That's all it takes. 12 weeks for you to set up your own recording space, narrate your audiobook, having, I do all the editing for you. I do all the uploading for you. I do all the heavy lifting for you. All you have to worry about is doing a great narration. That's what it's all about. All right. All right, my friends. I'm going to wrap it up for Coffee Chat. If you have anything you would like to share, you can always reach out to me at robertlanecoaching.com. And your assignment, of course, is when you're out and about in the world, all right, smile at a stranger, okay? Do it. Say hello to them. Give them a compliment, because that small gesture of kindness can make the world a difference in somebody's life. So be a life changer. All right, I got to get out of these sweaty clothes after this run today. I'll talk to you next week on Coffee Chat. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll say goodbye to our LinkedIn and YouTube friends first.